Colleagues, I rise today to mark the end of a journey and the beginning of a bright new future. As we near the final stage of this legislative session, we need to take a moment and acknowledge the 2024 cohort of Senate Fellows. These accomplished young leaders are truly some of the Golden State's best and brightest. This year's fellows come from universities and colleges from every corner of this great state. CSUs, UCs, private institutions, and even the University of Rhode Island, where Cecilia is a proud Rhody Ram. Now, let me be clear, it is not easy to become a Senate Fellow. These folks made it through a highly selective process. In fact, 130 individuals applied for this distinguished cohort. Only 18 made the cut. These leaders here today set themselves apart from the rest, showing that they are tenacious, they are smart, diligent, and know how to deliver for the people of California. And for the past 11 months, they have run ragged. They've run ragged staffing bills and committees, writing analysis and floor marks, and pretty much being everywhere all at once in 2 different buildings. It's something to admire. And this institution in our state is stronger because of their hard work and because of their leadership. On a personal note, Chris Nielsen, who I get to work with every day in our office, now a senior policy advisor, started out as a fellow nearly a decade ago. So there's no doubt in my mind, we are in the company of leadership here in the state of California with these fellows. We are in the company of leaders in the state Senate. I can tell you that we are immensely proud. No matter if you are a Democrat or a Republican, we are immensely proud of the work that you've done here in the Capitol. And on behalf of this esteemed body, congratulations and thank you for helping us shape policy for nearly 40 million Californians. Ladies and gentlemen from the state Senate, I want to hear you loud and proud. Let's give it up for the 2024 cohort of Senate Fellows. Let's go.
Senator McGuire, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Mr. President and colleagues of the Senate, if it works for folks, I'd like to be able to kick off our recognition of the 2024 cohort. Colleagues, unfortunately, Senator Umberg, who wanted to be here today, could not. He's out for family business. And I wanted to take a moment and assist in recognizing his amazing fellow, Mufida Asaf. Mufida is a Palestinian-American who lived in Jordan at a young age, in addition to living in both Northern and Southern California. She graduated from UC Riverside, where she was student body president. Her strong sense of justice and determination has made her an invaluable asset and a team member to Senator Umberg, where she has excelled in all of her focus areas. Mufida is already ready to jump at any chance to help, and she has worked on a plethora of tough bills, including ones related to housing, substance use treatment, as well as CareCorp. She seamlessly embedded herself into the office of Senator Umberg. His entire team loves what she does, and she's going to continue to serve the people of California for many years to come. Can we please give her a round of applause and say thank you to your tremendous work, to the California State Senate and to Senator Umberg.
Senator Lamone, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Our office is truly fortunate to have Aileen Amador as a fellow on Team Limon. Originally from Torreon, Coahuila, Mexico, Aileen moved to the U.S. at the age of 16. She later attended UC Santa Cruz, where she earned her Bachelor's of Arts in Legal Studies and a minor in Global Information and Social Enterprise Studies. Over the past year, Aileen has shown remarkable growth and a strong commitment to learning, consistently asking insightful questions to better understand our legislative process and the legislative issues. Her positive attitude has really enriched our office, and she constantly demonstrates great enthusiasm, whether on her work when she's introducing bills or whether she's introducing us to Camellia Horchata cold brews or Celsius. From demonstrating an interest in Transportation Committee to leading some of our most challenging legislation this year, Aileen has excelled in a short period of time. Her background as an immigrant from Mexico, as a teenager who came to this country full of inspiration, also inspires all of us. Aileen exemplifies the best of the California experience, and we are fortunate to have her on our team. We are deeply appreciative of her work on behalf of Senate District 19 and throughout the state of California. We look forward to watching her succeed in the years to come. Congratulations, Aileen.
Senator Hurtado.
Thank you, Mr. President. This year we had the privilege of having Carmen Ayon placed in our office as our Senate Fellow. Carmen is a proud Sacramento native and first-generation Latina college student who attended UC Berkeley, where she earned her bachelor's degree in legal studies and public policy. Carmen comes from a hard-working Mexican-American family and attributes her working-class upbringing as the largest motivator in her efforts to improve her community. Carmen has been a tremendous asset to our office throughout the year and tackled complex issues while analyzing legislation on the Senate Judiciary, Public Safety, Housing, Transportation, and Human Services Committee. In addition, Carmen has made sure to contribute to Senate District 16 in various ways. One of them is through her work on Senate Bill 1183. Senate Bill 1183 will expand the admission criteria for community college nursing students from medically underserved regions throughout the state. Presently, the Central Valley is witnessing a massive nursing shortage, and this bill will provide our constituents and many Californians across the state, including those in the Sacramento region, with increased locally trained skilled nurses. Post-fellowship, I know Carmen will continue to make a positive impact in the lives of Californians throughout the state. Carmen aspires to attend law school so that she can continue to serve the undocumented community within California and around the nation. Presently, Carmen works with a community-based organization in Sacramento, Miracle University, which provides high school youth in Sacramento with college access services and ensures their voices are heard in the decision-making process. I know Carmen will continue her work with this organization to ensure that her community continues to make positive progress and many other great things around the nation. Congratulations, Carmen.
Senator Weiner. Senator Wahab, you're next. I'm sorry.
Thank you. To the Senate, I just want to say that our next fellow is actually a great young man. In fact, he takes jokes and gives jokes just as best as the rest of us, and I really enjoy my conversations with him. He is the Senate Public Safety Committee fellow, and I just joked with him. I said, I want to make sure I get your name right. It's so difficult for me to say. So our next fellow is actually John Duncan. And, you know, he told me the H is silent, so I just really want to give kudos to John The work that he did this year on Senate Public Safety is extremely hard. It's a lot of sensitive issues. He actually staffed several bills and made sure that his analysis and everything was correct. John is a local. He actually grew up in West Sacramento, and he attended St. Mary's College in Moraga, where he graduated in 2023. John has been a great asset to the committee. He's actually very smart, flexible, easygoing, and always volunteers to help a little bit more. In fact, he wanted to volunteer with our office just to carry some of the bills that we wanted to do. Anyone that knows him knows he's always armed with a dad joke. And to put a smile on your face or to make you kind of groan or you had a tough day. So he's a very, very good guy. He analyzed a lot of bills on a variety of subjects, including from the feather alerts to shooting range targets to ban books in prison and voting on private jails. But he's also, again, very much willing to help everybody. He gladly brought bills and paperwork to the desk when the committee was down an assistant and volunteered for other tasks. We look forward to seeing what John's future holds for him, and we know that he's going to be a great asset to any office that absorbs him. And again, we look very much forward to supporting him, and this is exactly what the fellowship is about. It's about young people getting a taste for policy making and what this building is really about, and it's about serving people, and John does that every day. So please congratulate John. Thank you.
Senator Weiner, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I rise to recognize Rathika Gowde, who we have the pleasure of hosting in our office as a fellow this year. Rathika was born in Walnut Creek and raised in Danville as the daughter of 2 immigrants and the oldest of 2. Her upbringing instilled in her a passion for public service. She first wanted to be a Capitol Fellow after interning in Senator Skinner's district office as a 16-year-old in high school. She then attended UC Davis, where she majored in political science, public service, with a minor in environmental policy analysis and planning. While at UC Davis, she served as the Senate President Pro Tem and later as student body president. Rathika is staffing 4 of my most challenging bills. I do occasionally do a challenging bill, and she's staffing 4 of them this year, 2 resolutions. And when I was sitting on the Judiciary Committee, she was my sole staffer, staffing me on that very, very challenging committee. She has fit right in with our hardworking, very fun office, including our competition with Senator Skinner's office around who can decorate our doors the most aggressively. And she's just been a wonderful addition to our team. Rathika is deeply committed to public service. She's incredibly talented, and I know she has a very, very bright and promising future ahead, where she ultimately intends to go to law school, but I hope she puts some more time in this building because she's a true asset. As to use a word that Rathika likes to use, she has been a slay. So please help me in thanking her for her service to the Senate, to the people of California, and to the people of San Francisco and northern San Mateo County.
Congratulations. We next want to recognize Senator Bradford at the Majority Leader's desk. Senator Bradford.
Thank you, Mr. President, and it's with great honor and pride that I have the pleasure to recognize a young man who has spent the last 11 months at my office as a fellow, and that's none other than Vincent Nguyen. Vincent is from the city of El Monte and graduated from Cal State Fullerton with a bachelor's degree in public administration. From the first day, Vincent was eager to get to work in the California legislature. His insightful questions regarding both the policy and procedural aspects of the job kept us all on our toes and led to a greater overall understanding of the legislative process. Vincent's work has proved invaluable to our legislative and district staff. He approached every task assigned to him with enthusiasm and confidence. Professional and extremely personable, Vincent has been a constant source of optimism, humor, and even humor during some of the most difficult times. And he's always had a way to come into my office and let his hair down to prove that he had more hair than me. My office learned much about Vincent's culture and hometown. He was a competitive swimmer. I didn't know this, electric dance music. He didn't share that with me. And we also learned that the man loves to eat. He is the official lunch caucus chair for the fellows. And he is either a recycler or he loves Target because he brought his food in every day in a Target bag. He staffed multiple complex bills across several areas, including consumer protections from harmful overdraft fees, homeowners assistance for descendants of enslaved people, and prohibiting law enforcement use of ethnic shooting targets. Vincent enthusiastically took over the role of staffing me on Senate Public Safety Committee, providing analysis and recommendations on some of the most difficult bills this session. I'm confident that he has the intelligence, the work ethic, and communication skills to thrive in any endeavor that he chooses to pursue in the future. Vincent, thank you for your service to not only the 35th Senate District, but to the people of California.
Congratulations. We would like to next recognize Senator Ciarto at the Majority Leader's desk. Senator Ciarto.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, today I'm here and I am honored to present and introduce my Senate fellow, Christian Lopez. I'd first like to note that while I'm proud to say that my Capitol legislative team is comprised entirely of past fellows, Christian also has the special honor of coming from our district, hailing from the city of Norco, which is also known as Horsetown, USA. He graduated magna cum laude from Cal Baptist University with a bachelor's degree in political science. Christian was also the debate champion for his debate league, and we found out how good of a debater he is this year. Taking on the responsibilities of staffing me on the committees of Natural Resources and Transportation, Christian has taken on the heavy bills from those committees and has provided me with amazing analysis and support. This is on top of the 4 bills he took lead on, one of which has already been signed into law by the governor. His research, problem solving, and public service mindset have also helped in his coverage of our staffing many other subjects in our office, like labor, human services, and education. He has brought his smile, his amazing amount of energy, and a great work ethic to our team. Christian constantly seeks to serve not just our team, but the office, but his own community and our 32nd Senate District. And I would also like to add that he has accepted an offer to become a full-time legislative aide for our Capitol office. So we are so happy to welcome him to our team. So it is with great pleasure and honor that we present him with this resolution and recognize his accomplishment in the Capitol Fellows Program.
Next up is Senator Smallwood Cuevas.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good afternoon, members. I rise today to recognize the work of this year's Senate Fellowship cohort, as well as our amazing fellow, Kenya Marie Mahone. She's joined here today by her parents, Ken and Marie, who are in the gallery, and I want to thank them for their work of instilling in Kenya the values of equity, justice, and a strong work ethic. Part of this is a leadership development program, and Kenya was was a fellow who was the first one in the office, the last one out of the office, the first one to respond to a text, to an email. She was our pitch hitter this session. Originally from the Bay Area, Kenya attended Pomona College in Claremont, California, where she studied public policy and discovered her passion for local and state government. And Kenya is also a fighter. She not only has a passion, but she studies state and local government. And she will fight you with facts to say this is a way that we can move this bill. And she did that on our diversion bill. She handled and led on my SB 1446, one of our most public bills and controversial bills. And she also staffed me on the reparations package and as a staffer for the caucus. Kenya was a jack of all trades, and she mastered them all. Beyond managing legislation, Kenya has had the opportunity to jump in on various projects, including community events where she rolled up her sleeves and even came down to the district to support. Kenya has played a pivotal role in our legislative team, navigating and negotiating and researching issues on healthcare and labor and criminal justice, intersectionality, to name a few. Kenya also, along with the rest of this amazing cohort, which I had the honor to have lunch with during their year, and they all had so many amazing questions and really represented the energy that we so need in this chamber. But Kenya in particular just provided a day-to-day perspective that really energized and motivated me on days when it was just frankly tough. Our Senate fellows who come from across California with differing political and ideological views do in fact represent the future of the legislature, and they have contributed to our office every single day. We want to thank Kenya for all of the fellows for their amazing work, for what they bring to the legislature each and every day, but more importantly, what Kenya has provided us, and we look forward to working with her for many, 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 many more years to come. Thank you.
Next up, Senator Ochoa Bogue.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today I have the, born and raised in Tulare, Lindsay Mendoza graduated from the Fresno State with degrees in agricultural business and political science. Lindsay has been an absolute pleasure to have you in my office. I always enjoy seeing the Senate through the eyes of our fellows. They are eager, excited to experience every part of our work, and you were no exception. You were always willing to jump in and attend events with me. You supported your teammates and were gracious with everyone who came into the office. She took copious notes and relayed the info accurately, giving objective feedback, which I absolutely appreciated. And I do have to insert in here that Lindsay, I've been here, this is my 4th year, and I've been able to be blessed with 3 interns, all smart, bright, kind, and very stylish women. And I do have to note that Lindsay was no exception to this style, very much always coming on point to our office. And many probably noticed her tall white boots. Always in style here, and I have to mention that because it really is a pleasure to have young women who actually bring forth the level of decorum and professionalism to the office. And of course, Lindsay was a beautiful example of that. But with that, I also want to take an opportunity to thank her parents for raising such a fine young woman. Our children are not raised by themselves, and it really does take an incredible partnership with parents and family to help support that. And they have made an incredible, incredible impression, and we're blessed to have her with us. It is clear you have an incredibly bright future ahead of you. Thank you for all the joy and laughter you brought to the office and style. And we're really going to miss you, Lindsay. Thank you.
Next up, we have Senator Caballero.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. Today I have the distinct honor to recognize Senate Fellow Jose Ruiz Benitez for his service and contribution to the 14th Senate District. Jose Ruiz Benitez graduated from Chico State University with a BA in economics and is a proud alumnus of Sacramento City College and a native of Sacramento. He's been a tremendous asset in our office and an incredibly important part of our team. His dedication to learning and understanding the legislative process helped him to become an essential team member. During his time in the office, Jose staffed several bills and analyzed an array of complex issues in health, education, and judiciary. He has the capacity to learn difficult issues in a short amount of time, and one of his most notable achievements is the work he did on my seismic safety legislation, not an easy topic. He played a critical role in advancing this bill through his research, attention to detail, and collaboration with joint and co-authors along with stakeholders. In addition, Jose has performed remarkable work learning how to staff committees and quickly brief on those issues. His dedication, reliability, and communication skills are some of his attributes which contributed to his success and will ensure his long-term success. Beyond his legislative work, Jose's contribution to our office has been invaluable. Our office would not be the same without Jose's smile and sense of humor, which often leaves us wondering if the room is laughing with him or at him. And let's not forget his random bursts of singing, which ensure that the door to my office is regularly closed. And yet it has all brought a unique energy to our daily routines. Hoy, José está acompañado por sus padres, el señor José Ruiz Gómez y la señora Laura Ruiz Benítez. Muchas gracias a sus padres por el excelente trabajo criando un joven con buenos valores y una ética excepcional. I'm recognizing his parents for raising such a incredibly exceptional young man. Thank you, Jose Ruiz Benitez, for your excellent staff work and your dedicated service to the entire state of California, and most importantly, to District 14.
Next up is Senator Portantino.
Mr. President and members, I have the honor to rise today to recognize Mohammed Salman, the dedicated Senate Fellow in Senator Newman's office, who also spent time as a SAC-semester intern in my office. Mohammed is originally from Fremont, but his life journey has taken him across the country to Indiana, Georgia, Illinois, and most recently to Elk Grove. Mohammed graduated from Sacramento State with a bachelor's degree in political science. Senator Newman shared that over the course of his fellowship, Mohammed has demonstrated an impressive commitment to public service and an admirable interest in public policy. As a key member of Senator Newman's policy team, Mohammed's focus has been in the areas of judiciary, public safety, insurance, and military and veterans affairs. He has played a key role in staffing 6 bills, including SB 1080, which sought to ensure halal and kosher food options in schools across the state to have sizable cohorts of students observing religious dietary practices, a project he considers the highlight of his fellowship. In addition to his legislative work for a time, Mohammed also bravely took on the role of interim scheduler. We all know how difficult that job is. Imagine being a fellow being asked to do policy and scheduling. And though we and he learned that scheduling just might not be his true final calling, his efforts in this demanding position prove just how eager Mohammed always is to dive into any situation with determination and resilience. His willingness to take on all tasks, no matter how daunting, speaks volumes about his character and commitment. Mohammed enjoys simple pleasures of life: cheese pizza from Pizza Supreme and WWE. In fact, he's already planning his next vacation to Las Vegas to coincide with WrestleMania. It's true. His knowledge of professional basketball is unending and extremely impressive, though a little bit misguided in who he roots for. And I'm glad to note that, like all Senate staffers truly worth their salt, this is Mr. Newman. He is a hardcore Lakers fan. So Mohammed is deeply connected to and grateful for his parents, Rabab Sultan and Ayad Al-Chut-Hobey, whose unwavering support has been his anchor through his journey in public service and public policy so far. We're pleased to have them here in the gallery, along with his brothers Jafar and Muntatur. And on behalf of Senator Newman and myself, I have to just add a personal comment. He is a nice, serious young person, and as Senator Newman said, always willing to jump in and do whatever needs to be done. I know Senator Newman is very thankful to have had him in his office, as am I, and so please congratulate Mohammed.
Next up is Senator Padilla.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Members, it's with great pride that I rise to recognize someone who's become a critical part of Team Padilla here in the Capitol, my Senate fellow, Cece Sidley. Cece was born and raised here in Sacramento and attended Christian Brothers High School before heading to the East Coast, the University of Rhode Island, where she was a Division I pitcher for their sophomore team. Go Rams. Her sophomore year, Cece led the team in wins, in part thanks to her unhittable rise ball. Off the field, she was an incredible student, double majoring in political science and criminal justice and criminology with a minor in conservation biology. Cece cites her studies and how lucky she was to grow up in California with its diversity of opinion and opportunity as the reason she applied for the Fellows Program, and we are certainly grateful that she did. Upon joining our office, Cece jumped right into the legislative process, running several bills and staffing multiple committees. What stands out about Cece pretty quickly is her amazing analytical capabilities, that quick comprehension of complex legislative processes, and an eye for good policy. And I, for one, know a fellow policy nerd when I see one. She's most proud of her work on SB 990, which directs Cal OES to update our emergency plans to make sure that our LGBTQ+ communities receive equitable care during and after an emergency. She also has played a vital role in researching some of the hardest environmental justice issues facing the state and working with me on bills to address pollution in the Tijuana River watershed. I'm very grateful for her energy and optimism that she brings to our office every single day. And in fact, we learn from her as she learns as well. For instance, those of us of a certain age in her office didn't know that Olivia Rodrigo was actually punk rock, but who knew? Here today to celebrate with Cece are her mom, Brandy, and her sister, Sophie. Unfortunately, Cece's dad, Jason, recently passed away earlier this year. But I know, and she knows, and we can reassure her that certainly her dad is very much here today. And I want to let my colleagues know it is my strong intention to do everything I can to make sure that perhaps Cece will join our team when her time in the program ends. Colleagues, Mr. President, please help me in welcoming and recognizing Cece Sidley.
Senator Wilk, the floor is yours, and we're going to ask the members if you can take your conversations off the floor so we can dedicate our focus and attention to our fellows being recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is my 12th and final year in the legislature, and I have been blessed for 10 of those 12 years to have a fellow. And I know it's not because of me, but it's because of the great staff that I've had through the years. So I just want to thank all my staff for the work that they've done raising up the next generation of leaders. I also want to thank Jamie Taylor, who's been with me the whole time. And even when you're a leader, you're not supposed to get a fellow, but even 1 year when I was leader, I've got a fellow. I want to appreciate him realizing the value of having people in an office that functions so well. So I'd like to introduce you to, oh, you're there. I'd like to introduce you to my fellow, Connor James Sloan. He is the first begotten son of Jim and Michelle Sloan, and he hails from Granite Bay, so he's local. He graduated in 3 years from the real Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, where he was a stud rugby player until he blew out his knee. So he had a vision of becoming a professional rugby player. That's not going to happen. So he's turned himself towards public service. His nickname in our office is Born Ready, because we throw stuff at this kid all the time, and he's like always ready to do it. In fact, honestly, I didn't even know who he was for the first 2 months, because he was never in the office, because he was out getting people to sign on as co-authors to our bill package. He's also very constituent-oriented, where he slashes through the red tape to help our constituents. One day, somebody called the office, and there's 2 people in the office, him and our chief of staff, Eileen Ricker, and he said that I was not here, but our chief of staff is here, and she's not doing anything, so let me put you on the phone with her. And the person who I guess calls all the time was so excited. It's the first time that woman's ever talked to a chief of staff or a senator in her entire career of calling our office. So I want to thank you for that. That's great work. Also, as you know, Senate staffers are normally older, so they want to do their job and just go home. They don't have the same enthusiasm as the young Assembly staffers have. And so I made him, he's very social. So I made him my body man, so he could, network people when we go out. So we're going out one night, got 4 events, going to the second event, and there's a local elected official there whom I don't like. I'm sure we all have elected officials we don't like. I said, look, at 10 minutes, and then we're out of here, and make sure we're out of here.
So we're there, and my elected officials droning on and on and on, and they're like, where's Connor? Where's Connor? And then I turn, and he's at the bar with like entertaining 3 pretty girls. I'm trying to get his attention. So that's the last time he did that, though. He really stepped up his game after that. In terms of what he's done legislatively, he's done everything we've asked him to do. So my LD, Matt Gallagher, I don't think he either likes him, does not like him, or really respects him, because he did JLAC, which is fine, but then he also staffed on Judiciary and Education, which are heavy lift committees, as you know, and they're stacked one on top of another. Sometimes we end at 11 p.m. in Judiciary, and then we've got to be back at 9 a.m. the next morning. And he's just done a phenomenal job with that. He's done 4 bills for me. Let's see if they get killed. We're still going through the process. But one of them, if we're successful, is going to actually be very helpful to taxpayers and also to animals, because we've got a bill that there's a process that you can use to spay and neuter animals, because I don't know, but so many of these animal shelters now are just kill zones because there's so many animals in there and not enough people wanting to adopt them. So he's been fantastic. He's certainly been my most colorful fellow that I've had. In many respects, he reminds me of me, which is kind of scary at times. But I wish him nothing but the best moving forward. I think he has an incredibly bright future, and he's not afraid to set trends. You know, things come into style and out of style. So in style in the 70s was the mustache, has been out of style, but he's bringing it back into style. So you got to respect that. So 2-3 years from now, when all you guys are wearing mustaches like that, you can thank Connor Sloan. With that, I wanted to say congratulations and best of luck in the future.
Senator Laird, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. I'm pleased to recognize Paige Zabadi for the work that she has done this year in my office. She was born and raised in Coarsegold, a small town just outside of Yosemite National Park. She attended the University of California at Davis, where she received degrees in political science, public service, and communication. Throughout this year, she has staffed me on a multitude of policy areas, including on the Senate Labor Committee, not the easiest committee to staff, where she staffed meetings with stakeholders and consultants and advised me on legislation that came before the committee. She has staffed 5 bills, and she was the first of her fellowship class to staff a bill that was signed into law when the World's Aid Day law was signed by the governor. Paige has also become somewhat of an expert on gift card law. Her hard work made her a pleasure to have in the office. Her sense of humor is always in evidence. When partway through the year, another fellow walked up to me and asked if I had a fellow, I knew that that fellow would be teased mercilessly for the next period of time, and that person was. So following her fellowship, Paige hopes to continue advocating for Californians on the national level in Washington, D.C. as a legislative staffer with the United States Congress. Thank you, Paige, for a great year in our office. We've loved working with you. We actually are going to miss you greatly. Congratulations on a great year.
Senator Grove.
Thank you, Mr. President. I need to assure my fellow I am going to stick to the talking points and not go off. She was a little nervous about that. It's with immense pride and heartfelt joy that I stand before all of you to introduce a truly remarkable individual, Ariana Sabo. Accompanied today by her parents, her sisters, and her beloved grandma. There in the gallery, right up there. Ariana is not only a shining light for her own, but she is a testament of strength and perseverance and love for her entire family. Ariana attended William Jessup University, where she earned a degree in public policy. She had just completed an internship for Placer County Supervisor Bonnie Gore when I met her at a William Jessup graduation. She informed me, she introduced herself, told me who her parents were, and informed me that she would be my new fellow for this year. I was really excited that she was joining Team Grove. After spending 5 minutes with her at that graduation, I knew she was going to fit in with our entire team just tremendously. From the very moment that Ariana stepped through our doors, she brought her infectious enthusiasm, unwavering dedication, and her continued heart of service for our constituents. And she would always take the time to make sure that she talked to our constituents, made them feel like they were being helped, and then really addressed the issue that they had before them. She's been working on legislation to ease the complexity, specifically her bill for student mental health issues that are going on as students still recover from COVID. That bill is back on concurrence and only one step away from the governor's office. So I'm really proud of her for getting that bill through the entire building. She's worked on health resources and water policy, and in her brief tenure with us, Ariana has managed 5 critical bills, one of which I just explained, and the other one has already been signed by the governor. Beyond her impressive intellect, Ariana is a delight. She's got a delightful wit. She's an extraordinary sense of humor. It's a very dry sense of humor, and you have to know when she's joking and she's not. It's a determination that you have to make. And as she prepares to embark on her next adventure, I'm confident that she'll face whatever challenges that come her way with courage and the brilliance that she's demonstrated in our office. I'm so proud that she's part of Team Grove, and I know that God will bless her in everything that she puts her hands to, because she really is a core, solid, just an incredible individual from the inside out. So I just thank you for being a part of my team.
Senator Portantino.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today I am also honored to recognize Ryan Tomlinson, who has made an incredible contribution to our team. And I have to tell you all, what I like about Ryan is on the very first day he said, "Boss, every one of your bills is going to get signed by the governor." So we kept him based on that pledge, so it's good. So we're holding him responsible for that if had to deviate from the script. Ryan was born on February 3rd, 2000 in Sacramento, California, and has been a lifelong resident of Sacramento for more than 20 years. After graduating from John F. Kennedy High School, he attended Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Ryan's leadership was evident early on as he served as a student advisor to the dean and founded the Graduate Student Association. He also spent his last year working in local government for the city of San Luis Obispo, where he helped implement citywide policies. He graduated from Cal Poly in 5 years with both his bachelor's degree in political science and his master's in public policy. Upon being accepted to the Capital Fellows Program, Ryan was placed in my office and has been instrumental in staffing and addressing critical issues across the state of California. He has worked on 4 significantly complex bills that address issues ranging from education, the opioid crisis, to taxes and public safety concerns. One of the bills is extremely complicated with lots of moving parts, and he has done a fantastic job navigating that through the system. Beyond his legislative work, Ryan has showed a deep commitment to service even outside the Capitol. He was elected as the Fellows representative for the Asian Pacific Islander Capital Association, where he has been able to serve and uplift the API community through his wonderful work. Ryan's fellowship experience has been transformative, not only for him, but for all of us who have had the pleasure of working with him on a daily basis. He truly is a nice person, and it is very fun just to be around him because he's got that smile that just says he's enjoying himself, and that's what we love about him. His attributes, his drive, his dedication to the foundation laid by his parents, Rick and Tammy, who have done a fantastic job. He also attributes much of his success to the unwavering support of his two younger sisters, Mia and Christy, and they're all in the gallery today. I know this is only the beginning for Ryan, and I'm excited to see everything that he will achieve in the future. Please join me in recognizing the exceptional contributions of Ryan and see what he does in the future. Thank you.
Senator Rubio, you're next.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, today it's with great honor that I'm here to recognize a wonderful individual. We often talk about fostering the next generation of leaders and making sure that they have the opportunity to rise. So as a classroom teacher, I am so excited to see so many young people grow and bloom into impressive members of their community. And this year, I've seen that happen once again with Senate Fellow Kiana Koizumi Walker as part of Team Rubio's Capitol office. Kiana is an incredible young woman with a bright future ahead. From an early age, Kiana has shown both her leadership abilities and care for her community. And most importantly, Kiana has continued to demonstrate kindness, compassion, and empathy, whether interacting with elected officials, colleagues, Capitol stakeholders, or constituents who are calling desperately for help. Kiana understands the human aspect of what we do here in the Capitol. She understands that behind every policy decision, there are individuals whose lives are affected very personally with the work we do. During her time with my Capitol office, Kiana took on every responsibility I gave her with enthusiasm and with attention to detail. She completed every task I gave her. She's incredibly diligent, thoughtful, and handled herself like an experienced professional. She has helped staff me in so many committees, my committees, select committees. She also represented me as myself in an official tour with the Joint Committee on Arts and helped put together an incredible informational hearing for me on school climate and student safety in my district office. Kiana also helped navigate important legislation through the process, negotiating with stakeholders and demonstrating her communication abilities by helping with press events and social media. Kiana has truly demonstrated the best of what our youth has to offer. We have so many challenges facing California, but I'm grateful to have someone like Kiana that will change not just California in a positive way, but I certainly believe that she will change the world. California is in good hands with such incredible talent. Thank you, Kiana Walker, for all the work you did in my office, and to the family for the opportunity to get to know you through her eyes. Thank you, Mr. President.
Last but certainly not least, Senator Cortese.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm proud to recognize Lauren Wynn, an exceptional member of my staff. She's a lifelong Sacramento resident who literally grew up here in the city of Sacramento and attended Sacramento State. Known best for her quick wit and iconic roasts, not me, of course, Lauren has brought a distinct sense of humor and spirit to my office. She's a welcoming and friendly face to all who walk through our doors. The staff says a perfect balance of silly and serious. Throughout her fellowship year, Lauren has consistently proven to be a thoughtful, thorough, and effective staffer. Her high-quality work illustrates her passion for policy and service to her community. She staffed challenging bills, and with every obstacle, she's risen to the occasion. Very, very impressive. Her contributions to healthcare access policy alone will make a lasting impact. I'm proud of Lauren for her accomplishments this year. I'm grateful for her service to my office, my constituents, and the state of California. Lauren, it's been a privilege to have you on our team, and we're going to miss you greatly.
Senator Jones, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, family, friends in the gallery, fellows, it's an honor of mine today to be able to give the final well-wishings of the day as you graduate from here and continue on to your next adventure in life. I'm encouraged to see so many dedicated young professionals ready to spread their wings and continue their careers as public servants on behalf of all Californians. To the fellows, I remind you that each constituent matters. And while the work you do here may feel abstract, it has actual effects on the day-to-day lives of every Californian. To the families and friends here to celebrate with their loved ones, be proud of the work that your fellows have done this year in the California State Capitol. It is not always easy to know what is right, but they have each shown up every single day to learn and to grow and to share their expertise and help us learn and grow every single day. May you be blessed on your roads going forward. And I invite all of the folks that are here today to celebrate this time to join us for a reception honoring the accomplishments of all these fine fellows in this year's fellowship class in the Eureka Room until 4 p.m. this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, members. Thank you, fellows.
On behalf of the California State Senate, we want to say thank you and congratulations to this year's fellows.